Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back. So, today we're talking about the full moon in Aquarius, which is about awakening, truth, freedom, innovation, and the collective. Also, while Saturn is in retrograde, asking us to slow down, review our commitments, and face the consequences of what we've built. So, together, they create a wake up and clean up period. So, maybe lately you've been feeling like life is reaching a breaking point, like you've suddenly started seeing people differently, maybe questioning your future or realizing you simply can't continue living the way you have been. That's exactly what this full moon in Aquarius is designed to do. But here's what makes the full moon so much bigger than an ordinary lunation. At the very same time, this powerful full moon is lighting up the sky. Saturn, the planet of karma, responsibility, boundaries, discipline, and life lessons, is moving backward in the sky through its retrograde. This one energy is exposing truth. The other is forcing us to deal with it. This isn't just about emotions. This is about evolution. Aquarius wants you to be free. Saturn wants you to be mature. When you combined, the universe is asking, what part of your life has expired? And what future are you finally ready to build? So today, we're talking about how this affects the collective. Why so many people may be changing friendships, careers, relationships, and the direction life is going. And finally, we're going to go through each of the zodiac signs to get a little snippet of how it's going to affect each of you. Now, I do highly recommend you watching your rising, your sun, your moon, and even possibly your Venus, because you may get a complete picture by listening to all of those to see how this could possibly play out for each of you separately as a collective. So let's dive in. Every full moon represents culmination. It's a harvest. So something reaches completion. Something hidden becomes visible. Something can no longer stay buried. So Aquarius is different from most signs because it doesn't make decisions based on emotion. Aquarius asks, what makes sense for my future? What helps humanity grow? What no longer fits? This creates emotional distance, but not because Aquarius doesn't care. It creates distance because clarity often requires stepping back. Many people may suddenly realize, I've outgrown this. This relationship isn't healthy. This job no longer aligns. I'm living somebody else's dream. Aquarius rules innovation, technology, communities, social networks, our friendships, our humanitarian causes, science, future vision. Expect conversations surrounding artificial intelligence, technology, education, government systems, social media, and the direction society is heading to intensify. Collectively, many people may start asking whether old systems are still serving our future. So, normally, Saturn pushes us to build during the retrograde. Saturn asks us to inspect what we've already built. This is less about moving forward quickly and more about reviewing the foundation beneath your life. So think about constructing a house. Before adding another floor, you inspect the foundation for cracks. That's Saturn retrograde. Anything built on fear, avoidance, people pleasing, false responsibility, or outdated beliefs will likely ask for attention. So you may revisit old commitments, career responsibilities, your financial habits, your long term relationships, promises that you've made, boundaries you've ignored, life goals that no longer fit. This isn't necessarily punishment, it's refinement. Saturn rewards honesty. Aquarius says, imagine a different future. And Saturn says, prove you're ready for it. So Aquarius inspires the vision. Saturn tests our commitments. Aquarius gives the ideas. Saturn asks for execution. One provides the inspiration, the other requires discipline. This creates a powerful opportunity to align your life with your authentic future rather than continuing at a habit. So many people could experience ending friendships they've outgrown, career shifts, new professional opportunities, greater independence, stronger personal boundaries, breaking unhealthy family patterns, letting go of limiting beliefs, rebuilding financial stability, feeling called towards a new purpose. It may feel uncomfortable because growth often asks us to release what once felt familiar. So let's get into each of the zodiac signs and let's see how each of you may experience this. And as I mentioned earlier on in the video, I would recommend watching your rising sun and moon and even possibly your Venus. Each scenario may give you a whole picture of what may play out in your life because of these two with the full moon and the retrograde. So Aries, we're going to start off with you. This full moon is going to highlight your friendships, your professional networks, long-term dreams, and your community. You may realize certain people no longer support the person you're becoming. Saturn retrograde asks you to rethink your long-term goals. Are you chasing success because it's meaningful or simply because you've always pursued it? For you, my Taurus, your career and reputation come into focus. Recognition may arrive, but so could important decisions about your professional direction. Saturn encourages you to review your ambitions carefully. You're building something meant to last, not simply something that looks impressive. For you, my Geminis, your perspective begins expanding. So we're looking at travel, education, spirituality, publishing, content, or writing, any kind of publishing. Learning something new may open unexpected doors for you. Saturn retrograde asks whether your beliefs still reflect who you are today, or whether you're carrying ideas that no longer fit your growth. Cancer, deep emotional transformation unfolds for you during this time. So we're looking at shared finances, your debts, investments, simply trust, intimacy, and emotional healing become important themes for you during this time. Saturn asks you to face fears you've been avoiding so you can create healthier foundations in both your money and relationships. So for you, Leo, relationships become the main focus. A partnership could deepen, change significantly, or come to an end if it's no longer aligned. Now, Saturn retrograde teaches that lasting relationships require mutual accountability, maturity, and clear boundaries. For you, Virgo, daily routines, work habits, health, and responsibilities come under the microscope. Something about your schedule or workload may no longer be sustainable. Saturn encourages steady improvements rather than trying to fix everything overnight. For you, Libra, we're looking at creativity, romance, children, hobbies, and self-expression are illuminated during this time. You may rediscover a passion you've neglected or realize you've been seeking approval instead of creating from your heart. Saturn reminds you that true confidence is built through consistent effort. For you, my Scorpios, we're looking at home, family, emotional security, and your private life takes center stage. Some Scorpios may move, renovate, reconnect with family, or release old emotional baggage rooted in the past. Saturn asks you to strengthen your emotional foundation before chasing external success. For you, my Sagittarius, communication, learning, your siblings, contracts, and everyday interactions become important during this time. So a conversation could completely change your perspective. Saturn retrograde encourages thoughtful communication and reminds you that your words create lasting consequences. For you, Capricorn, we're looking at money, self-worth, your possessions, and personal values come into focus. You may rethink spending habits or recognize that your value isn't determined solely by productivity. Saturn, your ruling planet, invites a deep review of your priorities and long-term financial plans. For you, Aquarius, well, this is your full moon. The spotlight is directly on you. So you may feel an undeniable urge to reinvent yourself, change your appearance, redefine your identity, or finally embrace the version of yourself you've been holding back. Saturn reminds you that transformation isn't just about freedom. It's about building a life that supports the person you're becoming. Pisces, the subconscious becomes incredibly active. Your dreams, intuition, healing, endings, and spiritual growth are emphasized during this time. You may realize you need extra rest, and old emotional patterns could surface for release, though. Saturn encourages you to face what's been hidden with compassion and honesty, knowing that healing is often the first step towards lasting growth. The Aquarius full moon reminds us that growth often begins with seeing the truth clearly. Saturn retrograde reminds us that lasting change doesn't happen through inspiration alone. It happens through consistent choices. So together, these energies invite us to release what no longer reflects who we are becoming and to strengthen the foundations that will support our future. So, if you felt like life is asking you to level up, this may be one of the one of the sky's clearest invitations to do exactly that. Trust what is being revealed during this time. Let go of what has run its course. Build patiently, because the choices you make during this period can shape the path ahead long after the full moon has passed. So, if you find this type of content to be helpful, useful, and informative, please be sure to subscribe, like, share, and content. Excuse me, like, share the content. Sorry, this full moon active right now, and this sun in Leo shining on me right now is like, get it right here, lady. Anyway, share, subscribe, like, and comment. All of that helps the channel to grow. I love you guys. And until the next one, I'll talk to you soon. And happy full moon and retrograde in Saturn.